Hello, world. Well, actually, let's do this. Hello, Microsoft Build. Welcome to a very special edition of Hello World. We're basically taking over the show for the next week and change as we work towards Microsoft Build taking place on May 25th, 26th, and 27th. My name's Rick Claus. I'm joined by Myra. Hello, Myra.
Hello.
Good to see you.
It's great to see you, Rick. How are things up in Redmond?
Oh, it is absolutely gorgeous outside, otherwise known as overcast, drizzly, and cold in Redmond. So thank you very much for reminding me about that.
I can't wait to be there.
It's true. So I'm a little ahead of the game here, just because I already know you from work. So let's do some housekeeping stuff here first. Can you just introduce yourself, what your background at Microsoft is, and how you ended up on this Hello Microsoft Build show that's replacing Hello World for this week?
All right. So I'm Myra Wenzel. I've been at Microsoft for about 12 years. I'm currently a senior program manager on the .NET community team. So I run the .NET website, so where you get your downloads for our product and you can learn, get started with .NET. And I worked in many different roles at Microsoft. You might have seen my work like on the Microsoft Docs and localization, and now I'm on the engineering team for .NET. And why I'm here? Well, I was chosen to be one of the hosts for Build this year. So this is my first time that I'll be hosting Build. I'm super excited about that.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely going to be some fun for sure.
Yeah, and I know most people probably know you, but why don't you give us your background of who are you and what are you doing here?
So I've been at Microsoft for about 16 years or so, in a variety of different types of jobs, based out of Canada, based out of the headquarters down here in Redmond. I now currently lead a team of people around the world, UK, Switzerland, Australia, Canada, North America, sort of stuff, that do cloud advocacy. We create content, we do videos, we do interviews and stuff like that. And I've also hosted a couple of shows before, leading up to this, because I did a lot of work with Channel 9. You might know me from my hat or my shirts. These are the kind of the things that I always wear. But I've also been asked to host Microsoft Build as well. And they thought it would be fitting if we kind of kick this off together, talking about this. Now, we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, but let's first of all just cover off the very basics. Can you give us an idea of what interstitial programming is, and how that works?
So interstitial programming will be us covering like interviews and doing the middle, covering the middle between sessions while we prep for the technical session. So you're gonna have your hosts coming and chatting and talking about the different topics and interviewing other customers and discussing what we just watched as well. In between the technical sessions. So now, having a little fun as well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun while we're doing it, because it can be, we're kind of the filler, but also kind of the good stuff and the glue that holds things together on the main page for what's going on. But this and throughout the rest of the week, we're going to be talking in more detail about a bunch of different sections of content types at Microsoft Build. And so, for instance, the connection zone. We're going to be talking more about what the connection zone is and a couple of different pieces of what the connection zone is a little later on today. We're going to have some guests come on and talk about the learning zone in just a little bit. And also talking about the student zone as well. That's coming up here in just a minute. But what's the most important thing that people should be doing right now? If I put you on the spot right now, Myra.
I think they should register right now. Registration is open. And so they should go to mybuild.microsoft.com and get registered.
You got it. Now, registration simple and quick. We're actually going to have someone here talking specifically about that in just a little bit. But I want to talk to you about a new section that's coming up that we haven't done before, which is known as the student zone. Now, the student zone is one area that is going to be covering, we're going to be covering in more detail in just a minute, but the student zone is something new this year that is going to be focusing on people that are new to role, that are also coming into the world of IT and development. And we're doing a particular focus specifically on this one area inside of the student zone. This particular section here is available only if you register, and also is something that is going to be made available to people once they've registered, to be able to make connections with a bunch of different folks that they've never met and talked with before, specifically that are coming from a student environment. So you know what? I don't want to take all this up, so let's go ahead and talk specifically about the student zone. What is your thoughts on the student zone right now?
So yeah, I think like it's gonna be a lot of fun because it covers, you can be a student, like you can be like a teenager on high school or on college, but you also can be transitioning into a career in tech. And so we're gonna have sessions, we're gonna help you to build the skills for you to get that career in tech that you want.
Right.
And we also have Imagine Cup as part of the student zone. So Imagine Cup is a pretty cool competition that happens around the world with so many cool projects each year. So I'm excited to see the projects that come out of Imagine Cup this year.
Actually, a good friend of ours is actually hosting the Imagine Cup. His name is Donovan Brown. I'm sure you know him from DevOps Days and DevOps Worlds. And also, he actually used to be my boss for a while there, too. So, you know, it's called managing up, talking with him. But another cool thing about the Student Zone is, you know, we talked about it, people transitioning into the world of IT and doing stuff. I'm curious, what was your origin story, Myra? How did you get involved with technology? How did you get involved in the developer space and the IT pro space?
All right. So I was around, I think, 12 years old, and my dad was like bought a computer for his job, like for his company, and he brought one home, and I started playing with it. It was like a 286 or like one of those PCs back in the 90s. And so that's how I started like playing with computers. And that I liked math. I liked so when it was time to choose a degree and what major I wanted to have, like I went for computer science.
So for me, my origin story was something similar. My dad was an electrical engineer way back when, one of the first computing science departments back in New Brunswick in Canada. And he got me involved and interested inside of when he built his first PC or his first machine. Back then it was a Timex Sinclair. That allowed me to then go in and program games and copy them out of different books to be able to get them to work and stuff like that too. But I got my first real IT job or technology job because I was the individual that jiggled the cable to get the printer to work. Literally, like that's like the classic story. And they said, "Oh, you know about computers? You must you must be able to help us out here in these kind of areas." So, jiggling the cable to get a printer to work is a valid way to get started. Now, there's some interesting things with the student zone is because it's not just for students. It's also for people that transition into the world of IT that come from a non-traditional backgrounds. I know there's a couple of folks that are hosting different talks inside of that particular zone that come from the theater arts background. Like, for instance, Chloe Condon is going to be there. And some other folks as well, talking about how their non-traditional roles decided to make them change or want to change into something. So it's not just for developers, it's not just for students, it's also for people that are transitioning, where the topics are quite diverse with these topics, which are kind of interesting. We've got everything from Python to JavaScript to advanced AI and machine learning. All that kind of content is going to be covered inside of that particular student zone from the perspective of someone new to the industry. So you don't have to feel like you're going to be intimidated by this stuff. It's going to be very, very approachable, which is quite cool. And if you also are currently involved in the industry, but you want to try something different, you can possibly go off and learn a new framework or a new language or something along those lines. So very, very cool stuff taking place inside the student zone itself.
And just to make a correction, Student Zone is not new. We're bringing back this year. I think we had the last time we had it on the lives when we had the live events. And we had that like table set up for the students that were coming into the event. But now it's open to developers or wannabe developers all around the world.
You got it. Now, the student zone is only available if you go ahead and register for Microsoft Build at mybuild.microsoft.com. But you know what, Myra, I think we have on the line here someone who's going to be helping us to understand about how to register and what the benefits are. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my good friend, Ben Walters, to talk about registration.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you, my friend.
You too. Great to be here. And I see that you've got the My Build page up behind you there, Rick. You haven't registered yet, or you're just about to?
I have already registered, and I have it on good knowledge as well. Myra, have you registered as well?
Yes.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, look, as you said, registration is key. It's the one thing you can do right now to get started and get ready to get to attend Build. So with that, how about what we'll do is we'll follow along with me now, and I'll go and get myself registered, and you can check this out. Now, you saw this in the background in Rick's setup there, but this is mybuild.microsoft.com, the place where you go to get started. Of course, you can go and watch the video that's on this website here if you want. You'll see all of the hosts that you're about to see right now and through the week. But what I'm going to do is go and sign in to register, and I can go and check out things like I can register with my Office 365 account. I can register with my Outlook.com account, my LinkedIn, my GitHub, or if you happen to be a Microsoft employee watching Hello World right now or Hello Microsoft Build, you can use that account as well. But I'm going to register with my Outlook.com account. I'm going to go and put in my email address, which is helloworldhellobuild@outlook.com. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to go and put in my password. And this is all the stuff we know how to do previously. So I'm going to quickly go and put in my super secure password and click submit. I'm going to give the Microsoft Events team some access to my information so they know how to get in contact with me. And then I'm going to come to this page, which will allow me to either register other people, check my registration, or what I need to do is register myself. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button. I'm going to type like a madman here and put in all my information. And then the next step is I need to select whether I'm a student so I can get access to that student zone, whether I'm a media analyst person or a government employee, and I'm neither of those, so I'm going to select no. And this next checkbox is actually probably one of the most important ones. This checkbox allows me, or it allows Microsoft Build to get me to participate in the networking directory. And this means that I can see other attendees, I can connect with people at the event, and really take advantage of that networking opportunity as part of Microsoft Build. Of course, we have a bunch of partners there as well, so I want to get information from them, so I'm going to check yes there. And then I need to review the terms and conditions. And these are just the standard code of conduct that keeps everyone safe at our events and ensures that everyone has a great experience at Microsoft Build. So I'm going to agree to that. I'm going to let everyone know I'm over 18, have been for a while now, and I'm going to click next. And then the last step of the registration process is this very simple 2-question survey. And this really lines up to what I do as a job. I'm going to be a little ambitious here. I'm going to select that I write code and architect applications or lead a team of developers. And then I can go through and select the technology that I'm interested in seeing or learning about at Microsoft Build as well. And so for this, I'm going to go and say that I'm really interested in cloud development and AI and machine learning. And of course, if I had something else that I wanted to put in there, I could put that in as well. And this just makes sure that we have all the right information and the right sessions there that people want to see. And like that, I'm done. My registration is done. I am ready to go and ready to attend Build when we start.
That was super fast. I'm glad you went through it. But, you know, it's just as an attendee, if it's a free event, why would I bother to register if I can just see the stuff on the main screen?
That's a great question. And there are a couple of things you get only by registering and signing back into the event. First of all, is that attendee directory. So being able to network with other people at the event, make those connections and get your questions answered, being able to connect with the experts and take part in that chat that happens while those sessions are happening so that you can talk about the things that are being announced and talk about the session content. You can also take advantage of the Cloud Skills Challenge, which you're going to hear more about very shortly. And of course, you can also take advantage of the one-on-one consultations, which are 45 minutes with an expert from Microsoft to really spend some time talking about your solution and some of the challenges you might be facing and how you can work through those.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot, Ben. Have you registered, or because that was your fake account? You did demo.
I have. I am all registered and ready to go. I'm all set. I'm even also in the speaker directory, I think, somewhere as well. So you can prove me wrong or right on that if you want, and go and look me up.
I love it. Thanks a lot, Ben. Are you going to be back later on this week and talking about more stuff as well?
I will. We have a bunch of other things we're going to be talking about later this week. There is some really, really awesome behind the scenes things we've been working on to show you what goes into making Microsoft Build. So make sure you keep an eye out for that later on this week on Hello Microsoft Build.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you go, but I want to bring back Myra because I want to ask if Myra, she says she's registered, but how long ago did you register, Myra? Just out of curiosity.
I registered right after it opened. I wasn't even a confirmed host and I was already registered. Like, that's how much excited I am for this event.
It's definitely going to be a lot of fun and good stuff. But what's the next segment we're going to be talking about right now?
So now let's switch to Navin and Karina to talk more about the Learning Zone.
Thanks, Myra. Thanks, Rick. Hey, everybody. My name is Karina. I'm a product marketing manager here at Microsoft, and I am here to help spread the word on all the great training content and learning programs available here at Microsoft. Also introducing Navin. Navin, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Karina. Much appreciated. My name is Navin Chand. I work with the Microsoft Learn team on helping put together the activities and the promotions and all the fun stuff that we do at these flagship events, very much like Microsoft Build. Karina, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Learning Zone itself?
Yeah, absolutely. Super excited about the Learning Zone here at Build this year. It's really the center for accessing a variety of learning sessions and activities. So if you're new to the industry, or even if you're an experienced developer or builder, you'll definitely find sessions and activities available here to expand your skills. So Navin, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the learning activities someone might actually find here at the Learning Zone?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to talk to you about two things you can find inside of the Learning Zone. The first one being Learn Live sessions. So perhaps some of you are very familiar with Learn Live already from being a part of Learn TV. But for folks that maybe it's brand new, a Learn Live session is really about a guided walkthrough of Learn modules. And a lot of times what we do is we take the actual subject matter experts that help to write some of that content. So imagine you get a chance to interact with the people that wrote the content in the module before you actually take it. And that's really a great opportunity. So at Build this year, we're gonna have 8 unique sessions that'll be running over the course of Build. So by all means, make sure you register and sign up for these sessions, and then you can follow along, or just watch as folks are kind of guiding you through the content. Ask your questions in the chat so that you're even better prepared or have some more insights when you go back and then take the Learn modules yourselves after the fact, or try to follow along as best you can. So that's number one.
Awesome. And then what's the second one? What else can people actually find in the Learning Zone?
Yeah, so this one, I feel like it needs no introduction, but the Build Cloud Skills Challenge is back. It was the first time we did it at Build last year. It's super popular, but I'll take a step back just in case people don't really know and this is their first time. So a Build Cloud Skills Challenge is really based on step one, being part of the Microsoft Learn platform, which is a very easy thing to do. It's completely free. All you need to do is go to microsoft.com/learn, make sure you register yourself and get a Learn ID with your Microsoft account as an example. And then again, make sure you register for Build, click through the Learning Zone, get yourself into the Cloud Skills Challenge. What you'll find there is a gamified experience. Sometimes we just love a good competition or love a good challenge. So we've been trying to keep things fresh and different for everyone. So what we do is we string together these collections of content that's out of the couple thousand modules available on Learn today. So we structure those together in some very fun collections. We call them challenges. This year at Build, we're gonna have 5 unique challenges that anyone can sign up for, and you'll have 2 weeks. So not just during Build, you'll have 2 weeks to do any one or more of the 5 to complete, learn something new, and maybe even get some cool prizes.
Awesome. So it's for 2 weeks. Can someone actually register for Cloud Skills Challenge right now if they actually go to the Learning Zone?
That's a great question. So right now, if you go to the Learning Zone and click on our Cloud Skills Challenge button, what we'll have is a Get Notified page right now. So it's very, very simple. You'll see a flat page, put your email address in, and that way you won't miss a second of an opportunity once the challenges go live on day 1 of Build, May 25th.
Awesome. And then is this only for those who are actually experienced with, developing, or is this also open to folks who are new to developing or may just be interested in learning how to code, for example?
Yeah, that's another great question. So again, we want to make sure that there's kind of something for everybody when they come to Build, much like the event itself, right? So whether you're a seasoned professional, or maybe you're looking for a career change, or maybe you're just up for a challenge, maybe you're brand new, there will be a challenge that I'm sure you can find that's pretty interesting that you want to sign up for and give it a shot.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Well, there's a lot of exciting things happening in the Learning Zone. So just to recap, you can discover the Learn Live sessions, you can discover Cloud Skills Challenge, you can actually also discover the Student Zone all in one place at this event. So let's actually bring it back to Myra and Rick. I'd love to ask, what are you most excited about the Learning Zone?
But for me, it's obviously going to be the Cloud Skills Challenge, because I love a good challenge. And I want to pry and find out from Navin if he's going to tell us more about those prizes, or do we have to bribe him or something?
Well, just because it is the first episode of Hello Microsoft Build, I feel for this audience, we can give a little bit of a sneak preview. Let's do a little bit of that. So we're changing things up a little bit for Build, and it's pretty exciting. We know that you cannot buy time. That is the hardest thing to buy, is time. And what better way of enticing and incentivizing people to take that challenge for getting time with some of our most prominent Microsoft leaders? That is something that I think, a lot of folks out there want to get a chance to have, a little meeting, a meet and greet with a private meet and greet to ask their questions. So we're lining up some great names. We will be name dropping all week. So I am just going to leave it at that and say tune in all week long as we continue to provide some of those names.
Nice. Well,
yeah.
Thanks, Navin. Thanks, Karina. Myra, you and I get to talk quickly about the Connection Zone. And of course, they've given us this time at the end of the show to cover the largest of the sections.
Correct. There's so much.
I know. Right? So how about we kick this off and just say the Connection Zone? Why don't you pick one thing that you like out of the Connection Zone that you want to talk about? Then I'll kind of interject.
Okay, so I'll pick Humans of IT. I love that segment of Build. Like you're gonna explore stories that highlight how tech is being used for good. You're gonna hear all different kinds of background stories or resilience stories, things that get you inspired and get you connected with the community. So I love that segment.
Awesome. So I'm gonna take that one there, and I'm gonna raise you at table topics. For me, table topics are really cool. They are sessions that are suggested by members of the community that were solicited before Build was fully formed. And it gives you the opportunity to have live discussions, talk about best practices, people that work with our partners, people from the MVP community, the regional directors community, talking about trending topics, whatever happens to be. It's kind of like you're having a lunch or a dinner with these people at the conference table, and you're talking about a particular topic. And so these are a different format. They're not the same as the live event where it's very structured and presentation style. This is much more informal, much more back and forth discussion. So check out table topics. How about another one, Myra?
I will pick next one-on-one consultations. I think this is such a feature of Build that people go there, register, and sign up for one-on-one consultations. You're gonna get 45 minutes with an expert to drill down on your technical questions. So you get to pick the skills, and you're gonna get an expert, and you're gonna go down onto the details. This is gonna be worth your money that you didn't, and it's free. So
yeah. So the awesome part about those is that it is a one-on-one consultation, or one to few, if you will. You can bring some other people from your company along with you to talk about a particular topic, which is cool. Now that's different than the one I was going to talk about, which is Ask the Experts. These sessions for Ask the Experts are where it is a focused 30-minute session around a particular topic where they have a group of experts there to answer your questions. It's like a moderated discussion with people on camera. You don't have the ability to vocalize and ask your questions other than in a written form, so to make sure you're registered for it. But you still have an opportunity to get through these questions. I know last year, as an example, Hanselman and his team probably were fielding close to 400 questions just inside the back and forth talking that was going on. So it's a very rapid fire things that's inside the connection zone. So all these things together are available. Once you register, top menu bar to say connection zone to find all these different types of topics and more details that happen to be there. Do you have one more before we wrap up?
Yeah, so we have local connections. I haven't seen that at Build before, so maybe it's new. But you're going to be able to discuss topics that are from your local area. So strengthen your network from your region and discuss topics that are relevant to that particular area.
Yep. So they were around last year, but I think they were kind of buried. But you bring up a really good point. This is very regionally focused, and so Build is a worldwide event. We go for 3 days around the clock for the most part. We do take a little bit of a break, but if you wanted to know what's going on in Eastern Europe, you want to know what's going on in South America or over in the Asia Pacific region, that's where you'll have other people, local language, working with you to talk about things that matter for that particular area. Now we've got time for one more call out that I'm going to do here. We're going to cover most of these in more detail throughout the week, and that's just the product roundtable. These are RSVP only sessions that you are able to go in and be approved to get into to talk about the products that you use day in and day out with the product team. Direct them with regards to how the things can be improved and what you can do. So check those out in the schedule. Those are RSVP only. Make sure you show up for them if you do sign on them. But, Myra, we're getting close to the very end. I want to bring back some of the folks we were talking to earlier. I think Ben's still on the line, right? Ben, are you still here?
I'm here.
Awesome stuff. So go actions for people. What do you want to leave people with for the rest of the build?
Yeah, you need to head over to mybuild.microsoft.com and get your registration in so that you're set up and ready. You don't want to be trying to do that while the keynote's kicking off on day one. Get that done first and then put that time on your calendar so that you've got time to sit there and focus and not have to worry about your manager trying to get you to do something else while you're trying to commit time to build.
Awesome stuff. And I believe Navin and Karina are still here too. Are they here?
Hello.
Hey there.
Recommendations, things people should do right away.
Go register for Build. Check out the Learning Zone. Check out the Cloud Skills Challenge and all that's available in the Learning Zone right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that for me, on top of what everyone else is already saying, I would make sure you click on that Cloud Skills Challenge button and enter your email address again so you don't miss out on any time that you can get started on the Cloud Skills Challenge right away.
Mm-hmm.
And the schedule's open, so I would also encourage people to start building your schedule. Start checking out what sessions we're gonna have and building your schedule so that it's like ready to go next week.
Cool stuff. I know that we're going to be sharing some neat things you can do with your schedules and even have representative schedules from different types of people that you can go in and copy and do stuff with. So that's all coming up. We're going to be doing this show again at the regular time, but once again, taking over Hello World to make it Hello Microsoft Build at 10:30 Pacific time in the morning. And because this is a global audience, we're also replaying this again at 10:30 in the morning for the Australian and the Asia Pacific region, and also for the European region as well. So we don't have to be awake for it.
Yeah. And you're going to be meeting the hosts of Build throughout the week. So check out what are your other hosts that will be there.
Nice. Now, I notice whenever we're doing these kind of calls and these kind of Teams meetings, we always have stuff on our background. Why don't we just go ahead, grab a random object from behind us and show it off so people can see what it is as we close out the show? I'm going to get my dumpster fire here.
I moved to a new house, so I'm going to grab it from my desk. It's all empty still.
Nice. I bought this about a year ago. It's a cute little fun thing. Dumpster fire, kind of good, but we're going to head out. See you around tomorrow. Have a great day. Hello, Microsoft Build.